Guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen, and today I'm sharing with you guys some thrift items I feel like you can always find at the thrift store, or items that you need to just pick up. So this first one, it's going to be a really quick one. I found these 3 books. I think they were $3.09 at Goodwill, and normally I do shop at Goodwill, so forgive me on that if it is just not your favorite thrift store. I just don't normally have a ton around me. So they were some pretty ugly colors, so I decided to paint them all white. I got lucky and found actual wooden books, which was kind of a surprise because you don't normally find those. Although you can find some faux books or some wood pieces, and that would make really great books as well. So painted them white. I'm just adding this gingham ribbon to the top. You can add whatever kind of ribbon, whatever you prefer. I had these rub-on transfers I had from Dollar Tree for quite some time now, so I'm just going to be cutting them out, adding some to the top and the sides. Now, once my transfers were in place, they are super easy to do. You just actually lay them down. I'm just using scissors. It's what I had on hand to rub the little clear piece off the top to rub these on. But I'm just going to use some Waverly Antique Wax to just distress this a little bit, because sometimes when you just do plain white, it seems to be a little boring. I did end up fixing that bow, so if it does bother you, or the ribbon that's not tight enough, I did fix it so it was tight. But that is all I did to these for $3.09. You can do any sort of style. My style is more on the farmhouse end of things, but really you could do whatever you wanted with these. You could add words to the side. I just kind of kept it simple with these fun rub-on transfers. This DIY is super simple. These little chickens were 79 cents a piece, and I'm just using this matte black by Rust-Oleum. This is a paint and primer in one, and I'm just going to give these 2 coats of spray paint. I did 2 coats just because I couldn't get every single little ridge and crack with these chickens, but this is what they look like, and it was simple. It's a simple little thrift flip, and you can do whatever color you'd like. So the next thing is this sign. This was actually $7. It was a little on the pricey side if I think about it for a thrift item, because normally when I go to yard sales, you can find things like this for $1, $2. I'm just actually using the navy color by Dixie Belle. I love Dixie Belle. It's a mineral paint, and you really only need 1 solid coat, although these little ducks did not cover well. I always kind of like smile when I see stuff like this, because if you want to be honest, like I feel like back when I was younger, my mom decorated our kitchen with ducks. Let me know in the comments below, did you, do you, or did your parents decorate with ducks? I feel like it was like a trendy thing in the 90s. But I'm going to be covering these up. So I think I did actually 2 coats because those little ducks would not cover up. Then I decided to just use some spackle and seal these holes up, because I was going to hang it. I was going to do something different. And then I'm like, you know what? I do need to cover these. I'm eventually going to sell this sign down the road. So I wanted everything to look nice and clean. So now I'm just using this Open Daily General Store Chalk Couture transfer. I love Chalk Couture. I'll leave it in the description box below. I'm not going to go into details unless anyone specifically wants me to, but I think it makes any thrift store sign look just super high end. I'm using the bright white chalk paste, and these are actually just silkscreen transfers. You peel them up, you wash them off, and the back is sticky. So you just peel it off. You can wash it and reuse it like up to 10 to 15 times. I love the way this looks, but if you don't want to purchase Chalk Couture, I do know it's pricey. You can really just use your Cricut if you want. You can use Stencils. Honestly, the possibilities are 100% endless when it comes to thrift decor. I just think this looks super high end. Then I'm just going in with a chip brush. This chip brush, I think you can pick them up wherever. Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. I got mine from the Dixie Belle website. And I'm just dry brushing with the Waverly chalk paint in white. sign right here, best Nana ever. I'm not a Nana, but I did like the sign. So I did sand it down first, and then I'm just using the Celery Colored Chalk Paint by Waverly. You can find signs and things like this at every thrift store, so I always try to pick up whatever I can when it comes to signs if it's an inexpensive price. This was like a going out of business sale / yard sale type thing I found last summer. I think this sign was only $1, maybe $2. So I painted the entire front side. It did not go into the back side, but honestly looks pretty good without that. I'm using this Blessed Beyond Measure Chalk Couture transfer once again, and this is just a velvet chalk paste. And like I said, you know, possibilities are endless. So if you don't have Chalk Couture, you could really use any sort of stencil. I saw some really cute stencils at Walmart. Stencils are just really not my thing. They just don't work well with me. They always bleed through, seriously, no matter what I do, no matter what kind of tips I get from others. It just does not work in my favor. And this is my favorite, like the peel off of these, because it's such a crisp feel or a crisp like finish. I just love that. Then I'm using this chip brush once again. It's the same one from Dixie Belle. Obviously, I have a few of these. And then I am just kind of going over the tops very lightly with the antique wax. A DIY. It is a super fun little flip. I am just using this little chest or this little cubby, whatever you want to call it. I'm wiping this down really good. I just used some all-purpose spray in a paper towel, cleaning it off, and then I'm going to be using the Waverly chalk paint in white. And I had to do a few coats of this because it did not cover well. And you're going to see that I didn't sand anything down, which normally I do, but I was just going to sand the little nicks and crannies or whatever you want to call it, eventually when I'm finished painting this. I always feel like I can find these little cubbies every single time I go to a Goodwill or a thrift store. I don't know why I don't pick more up, but sometimes it's just like, what am I going to do with this? Most of the time I do sell a lot of my thrift items or my thrift flip items. I do sell them for very inexpensive at yard sales or on like locally on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not like huge into selling things, but I do enjoy making things, but we only have so much room in our home. These little drawers were kind of a pain, as I knew they would be, and I think that's why I don't buy these very often, because there's always something on the drawer or the handle that won't come off or something like that that really like turns me off from buying things, because I'm like, oh man, that's going to take a while to get off, or oh man, I don't know. But honestly, the finished product of this, I think I'm actually going to keep this one. I was like back and forth with like, man, do I want this? Do I not? What am I going to do with this? And yeah, I think I'm definitely going to keep it because I love how it turned out. And I think I cut my finger pulling this off. So definitely worth a little bit of love in this house just for a little while. Once those were off, finally, did your mom have apple plates? And I have to say this because I got to laugh every now and then because my mom did have apple plates, I swear, for like 15 years. And she got them with like coupons at our local grocery store. Did you decorate in apples? I need to know. Like, I feel like trends come and go and you forget, and then you like, oh my gosh, like my mom did decorate that. I don't think she decorated in apples, but she did have some apple plates. Once everything was painted, I did sand this down because I did want to give this a nice little distressed look. And I always use my little power sander, whether it's necessary or not. I think it's just faster, and the faster, the better. And you're going to see that I did not paint the bottom. I did go back and paint the bottom, I promise you. I'm just using my clear coat. It's like a 2-time says clear coat sprayer by Rust-Oleum. It's like $4. Actually, it's probably not now because I just went and picked up spray paint recently and the price went up like $2 extra. I was honestly shocked, but spray paint's the best. I love using a clear coat spray painter. And yes, people said get a turntable. I have yet to get one of those for my little spray tent. I'll link the spray tent in the description box, but it is amazing. It's literally saved me so much time. And I do want to say this clear coat did leave a weird color, which normally does not happen. So I did have to repaint a little bit. These handles, I don't know if these came off a different DIY project or Amazon. I will look, but every time I make a project and they have handles or knobs or anything, I always save them for later because you just never know. I did mess it up, did have to fix that. And yes, I was getting really mad. But I put the handles on the front. I love the way this little thing turned out. Like, you know, you would have never thought or known that this was like a green distressed apple decor piece in the beginning. And I love the rough edges. I love the discoloration of it. Like, I think it's definitely my style for sure. This thrift flip, I feel like signs are always a huge thing. I feel like I struck gold when I found this one. It was $3.29. I love the distress look, and I liked it even better that it stood up and it was like double-sided. I was cleaning this really good because it said that candy on there. That's obviously not what I wanted on here. And then the paint started flaking off. Now I'll show you later on what I did to make that stop. I'm using a Chalk stencil. Once again, I'm actually going to be using 2 of them, so I feel like I really got my money's worth with this one. I'm going to use this Farmhouse one and the Blessed one, and I'm just going to be using Chalk on each side, and I'm just going to do this really, really quick because you've already seen me do this a million times, but I'm fuzzing the transfer so it doesn't peel off wrong. It doesn't stick as much as if you didn't fuzz it. So bright white chalk paste once again. I'm also on the other side with the Blessed sign. I'm going to be using the bright white chalk paint along with the eucalyptus. Eucalyptus color is probably one of my favorite chalk pastes forever. But here's the peel off. This is my favorite, the reveal. And now I'm just using Mod Podge to seal everything. So this paint, whatever it was just flaking off so bad. I had to vacuum my carpet because every time I moved it, there would just be more flakes peeling off of this. But I loved the way it looked, and I really didn't want to change a thing with the frame and the way it looked distressed. I absolutely loved that. So yeah, just sealing it with a little bit of Mod Podge, and that is it for this one. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, consider sticking around and subscribing. I will have more thrift videos for you guys very, very soon. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!